What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our predictions for Week 13 in the NFL. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Alright Nick, Week 13 is upon us and we are here. Now it's time to get started with Thursday Night Football. We see the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New Orleans Saints, and which should be a very interesting game with most of the coaching staff and a lot of the players for the Dallas Cowboys dealing with COVID-19. But one player in particular who was dealing with that is coming back, that being Amari Cooper, with CeeDee Lamb also entering the mix, coming back from his concussion. This offense is starting to get whole again. Nick, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, for the Dallas Cowboys, I really like them to get back to winning their football games. The New Orleans Saints are an atrocious team right now, and they can't figure out what to do on either side of the ball. The Cowboys really need to use this to obliterate their competition, reassert their dominance in the NFC. They are a great team. It's time for them to start playing up to their level. I like the Cowboys in this one.
For our first 1 o'clock game on Sunday, we have the Indianapolis Colts taking on their intra-division rival Houston Texans. The Indianapolis Colts are coming off of a very narrow defeat at the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady still asserting his dominance over the Indianapolis Colts and their fans, but nonetheless, the Colts are trying to rebound against a reeling Houston Texans team who just lost to the New York Jets. The Indianapolis Colts are a much better football team than the Houston Texans, but that doesn't seem to matter, as the Tennessee Titans lost to the Texans 2 weeks ago. Who knows what's going on in the AFC South, but right now, what I do know is the Indianapolis Colts are one of the scariest teams in the NFL. I think Jonathan Taylor's going to have himself a day. I'm taking the Indianapolis Colts as my lock of the week.
Next up, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. In their first matchup, we saw the Buccaneers run away with it, a high-scoring game, and I expect it to be the complete opposite. The Buccaneers are going to continue to win, but the Atlanta Falcons, they've been struggling against top-tier competition, and the Bucs are just that. I don't care if it's a divisional matchup. I'm taking the Buccaneers to absolutely blow them out of the water. Once again, Buccaneers take this one over the Falcons.
Next up, we see the Arizona Cardinals take on the Chicago Bears. The Bears, who are starting Andy Dalton in a turn of events because Justin Fields is hurt. Now, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins return for the Cardinals, and they're going to absolutely obliterate this team. The Chicago Bears are going to look like a high school football team, maybe even closer to Bishop Sycamore than any real high school football team, and the Arizona Cardinals are going to be the Monstars. I expect the Cardinals to win by multiple scores, and I think that it's not going to be close. Cardinals by 1,000,000.
Alrighty then. Up next, we have the New York Giants taking on the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins have been incredible lately, winning 4 straight. But guess who's on a win streak? That's right, the New York Giants. Should make this game a little interesting, but at the end of the day, it's in Miami. Tua's playing incredible, and the defense is starting to look their part as well. The Miami Dolphins should have an easy time with the New York Giants this week.
Next up, we see the Minnesota Vikings take on the Detroit Lions. The Minnesota Vikings can't figure out what the hell they're doing on the football field. Do they want to win? Do they just want to play football and have some fun? Who knows? Now they don't have Dalvin Cook, their leader on the offensive side of the ball. Alexander Mattison has to step up, and I'm not exactly sure he's the guy that's going to be leading this rushing attack. Nonetheless, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen are going to have to really produce at a higher level than they've already been expected to. Kirk Cousins is going to have to raise his gameplay to, "You like that?" type of play. I need to see Kirk Cousins really become the guy that he's supposed to be right now. Vikings are going to win, but it's going to be a very narrow margin. I think the Lions play them extremely well. Minnesota Vikings.
Next up, we have the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in what could be the game of the week. The Chargers have been incredible on offense, but the defense definitely not doing their part. That is a disappointment under Brandon Staley. The Cincinnati Bengals, however, They started off really hot, had a little dip, now they're on the rise again. A great emphatic win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to ride that wave into this one at home. Chargers, with that defense playing the way they are, the Bengals are going to put up a ton of points. The Chargers are going to struggle with the pass rush of the Bengals, and the Bengals are going to come out on top with a big win over the Los Angeles Chargers this week.
That would be an absolutely huge win. And next up, we have what might be the snooze fest of the entire weekend, as the Jalen Hurts-less Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. And Zach Wilson might have thrown the ugliest interception known to humankind. There is nothing more than I can say that you might as well just skip this game. Go see a movie. Even if you're an Eagles or Jets fans, this is not worth your time. We know plenty of them, and they are just looking forward to next year already. So at this point, I'm going to take the Eagles by a slight margin, but I don't feel good about it.
Next up, we have the Washington football team taking on the Las Vegas Raiders in what might be the biggest toss-up I've ever seen for a game. Both of these teams are so 50-50 this season that I struggle to take one side or the other. But with the Raiders playing at home, they got a nice Thanksgiving victory over the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's enough steam for them to get past the Washington football team. Washington's playing great for their standards, but I think the Raiders are going to be able to surpass that, get ahead of them, and get the win over Washington this week.
Next up, we see the Jacksonville Jaguars take the trek from Florida all the way to California. Well, they get to stay in a sunny state. Look at that. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, now hear me out, Nick. I'm just kidding. I know I got you on that one. The Rams are going to take care of business. They are going to fix this losing streak. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they may get some points. They may not. I think this is going to be a big statement win for the Rams. I'm taking the Rams in this one by a lot.
Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on yet another divisional matchup, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are atrocious, and even though I think divisional games are closer, this is not going to be that. Baltimore Ravens are going to run away with this. The Steelers defense can't stop a nosebleed, even though they got their two guys back, TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Lamar Jackson's going to have a day, and the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't going to know what hit them. The Steelers are reeling, and the Ravens are coming out on top.
Continuing with the theme of divisional games, we see the San Francisco 49ers making the trek up to the Pacific Northwest, where they take on the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, who are dealing with their own fair share of injuries with DK Metcalf and Russell Wilson not looking like the same guy after his finger surgery. The 49ers are really coming together right now, looking like a team that you want to believe in, you want to bet on. I like the 49ers in this one. I think that it's going to be a very tough game for both teams, but at the end of the day, the 49ers defense can shut down this offense. The Seahawks defense may not even show up against this offense. 49ers.
And for our Sunday Night Football game, we have the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't really looked themselves all season until late, and the Broncos just got an emphatic victory over the Los Angeles Chargers this week. Can they ride that momentum going into Kansas City? I don't think so. I think Kansas City is starting to figure it out. We're past Thanksgiving. This is when teams put it together, and I'm going with the championship culture in Kansas City. I believe that they know what it's going to take to get past Denver, and they're going to do it. Kansas City over Denver this week.
And for our Monday Night Football matchup, the actual game of the week, we have the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills in what is sure to be one extremely electric game between these two teams. They are both fighting for not only the AFC East, but for the tiebreaker amongst the two teams, for the entire conference. There's so many things at stake, and now with no Tre'Davious White on the back end of this defense, we're going to see the Buffalo Bills really have to put it together as a full defensive effort to stop this Mac Jones-led offense. The rushing attack is for real for the Patriots. You see Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson just rotating in and just bludgeoning defensive linemen. And then on top of that, you have the passing attack that is really taking shape with Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and Jacoby Myers. These guys are for real, and the two tight end sets with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry are really going to give the Bills problems. I like the Patriots in this one. I think that they can go into Buffalo and really make a statement. It is on the Bills to really show us what they can do without Tre'Davious White. And I think right now the Patriots are playing at a much higher level than the Buffalo Bills are, taking the Patriots by a field goal in this one.
Yeah, this is going to be a really close game, and I agree with you. This is the game of the week. This is a huge game for both teams, and it might just end up deciding the division and the conference. We'll see about that. But I like the Patriots in this one too. I think that they are just stronger in all three phases right now. The big blow to the Bills being Tre'Davious White's torn ACL out for the year. That is going to come into play. That is a massive factor that you need to take into consideration. And that's why I think the Patriots have a strong chance of getting a win on the road to become 6-0 away this season. The Patriots are going to surprise a lot of people.
All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of our predictions. Let us know if you disagree with any of them, and explain to us why you disagree with what we had to say. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.